Well, hello, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Onward VRML Season 14, Week 5. So we have a very great matchup coming up with FriendlyFire versus Access Denied. The rematch from Season 13. Oh, very exciting match. For this evening, I am going to be joined with my co-caster, Delamiro, or as I call him, Delamiro, my good friend. Of course. So what's your thoughts for this match coming up? Are you excited for this?
Oh, absolutely. Two very closely ranked teams in Season 14 of VRML, and I think even last season of VRML, they were, very close team, and today they are going to be going into this with high hopes from both sides.
Of course, and of course they did play in Season 13, as we do recall, and on that match they played Bazaar, Quarantine, and Subway. Going for, I believe it was a AD win, so 12-5. So hopefully AD can try to keep it up the legacy since Season 13, or maybe FriendlyFire can try to get it back. But that is to be foreseen. But anyway,
yeah, absolutely. Let's see what happens then.
Of course, but moving away onto the bans, which you do need to get through quite quickly, unfortunately. Bans going for FriendlyFire this evening are going to be Downfall and Quarantine. Two of the largest, biggest maps in this game have been banned by them, so it's quite of an interesting one, personally speaking, because as we were both looking through the previous stats going for FriendlyFire over here, it's quite of an interesting choice for them to ban Quarantine, because, Quarantine was their most played map during Season 13, and of course Downfall was probably not as played as much, only 5 times, but, Quarantine being a map that had the most experience on, it does surprise me that they have chosen to ban this.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Last season we can have a look at FriendlyFire, who played the map 9 times and won it 4 times. So overall they're quite good. It's looking that FriendlyFire are going to be wanting to play quite fast today. Maybe a faster lineup playing. That might have wanted to play Quarantine or such. Whereas, we'll move on to Access Denied bans.
Of course, and going over to Access Denied bans, they have decided to ban for this evening Tanker and Cargo. So, the very small maps, of course, got the Tanker hate as always. Poor Tanker. Tanker did nothing wrong, but it does appear that Access Denied will be trying to avoid the smaller maps for this evening. So, maybe they are aware of FriendlyFire's previous history when it comes to these maps, but if we do look at FriendlyFire's stats, that Cargo was played 5 times to them, I must say, and of course Tanker, which was played a whopping 1 time. So clearly this is more of a personal ban for Access Denied to avoid maps they do not enjoy most, clearly. But you have to see if the bans will pay off here. Have they banned wisely? You're not quite sure. So maybe FriendlyFire might have seen Access Denied weakness, but we just do not know. But maybe their bans will play off, so we'll kind of have to see how that will progress.
Yeah, Access Denied banning the small range maps and FriendlyFire banning the big ones. Looks like we're going to be doing a very medium range battle today. However, the first map that will be coming out is Arctic, which is, very close range map, which will be very important for FriendlyFire to take the win on, since they are, seeming to be better at the close range maps.
Of course, Arctic, one of the newest map added to VRML Onward in Season 14. This is one of the new custom maps, one of the 2 custom maps in fact. So, it is very brand new and teams have been trying to make their way all over it. Of course, it was played in previous seasons before, which I'm not exactly sure of the days they were played in, because I can't really remember, but it is nice to see a few new maps coming back into the map pool, of course, and of course with the newest addition of allowing 2 bans for this evening. So choosing bans have become more of a important task, because before you used to just have that one ban pick which you can just kind of just throw away onto anything you just didn't like, but now bans are crucial, as a good ban could really stop a team from getting an easy win.
Yeah, now they get 2 of them, which can be even better, for any teams that want to play it more tactically in that kind of sense. And now, the whole game isn't played inside, it's now played outside as well.
Of course. But it does appear we are going to have a little bit of an issue so forth. It does appear the lobby has actually crashed, so please do forgive us. As we do address this and as a rehost does occur, please hold on, ladies and gentlemen, get yourself a drink, get yourselves a little snack, of course. We're going to go into a short intermission. Hopefully all these issues which are going ahead will be fixed shortly. But until then, get yourself ready, and we will be back very shortly. Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for that short intermission break, which did just happen. There was some major server instability, and we were having a bit of an issue trying to get the rehost back up. But we are back to the same OBG as well, so everything's all back and good. So we should be hopefully starting. Of course, say very unfortunate that did occur, but we are just waiting on one more player to ready up, and we should go into the first round. Friendly Fire, as at the home team, will be on the Marsok side, Axelad on the defense, and I do hear that countdown, so let's go straight into gameplay, into round 1. Checking over to Friendly Fire, which are getting themselves ready for the first round. I got a smoke from Norse, preemptive smoke, of course. That's a very nice smoke lineup. Does land a little bit too short? Nope. It's a fairly interesting smoke.
Yeah, this is a map that's going to rely on a lot of utility, you know, lots of smoke with all these small angles. You can shut off entire lanes by just using a bit of smoke. Or flashes.
Yep, we do see a 3-man push coming through the north. Oilhead and Missile go through the center. Out goes a nade to check out back crates and van by the looks of it. North Squad is now going to make his way up. Do see the way about Pilot Viper here, which we'll be watching. Oh, shots are being had. Shots were not connected. Very close though. They are going to be retreating. Do have to worry about Sandy, which is watching that cross. Norse does come round. It's speaking towards Sandy. Shots are being had.
I almost killed myself.
Oh. Does appear a little bit of a tracking issue. Almost shoots himself. What was that, Norse? Not exactly sure what is going on with Norse in a bit of a film. That was a flashbang hits Norse. Oh.
Looks like a bit of team player. Oh, the pick from Pilot Viper.
Nice little flashbang there. Does take out Norse God. Oh, does come and does TK. Oh, just get the pick onto Sandy and the refrag from Pilot Viper.
Pilot Viper getting really aggressive now. He's might be pushing onto physics very soon.
But,
oh, and he's taken out.
Nice little pick there, of course. Some pre-fires there from Rosie Jr. Do have Missile or Oilhead do coming back to try to join him up with physics. It's going to be a 3-stack coming from the north, downwards, and it was a flashbang. Unfortunately, does not make it over the edge. Oh, nice little aggressive peek there from Rosie Jr. Does take out physics, smokes onto Rosie's position. Missile is coming from that right side cubby, out goes a nade. Does not catch anyone off guard, unfortunately.
Access denied, holding this down very tightly. We can see, you know, they're not going to budge. We've seen Pilot Viper push up before, but that's about it. Rossi, Rosie Jr. and Shivas all just sitting tight in this objective. Ollie Head now pushing onto Shivas' position.
Shivas walks right in front of Oilhead. Well, that does come out, but it is taken out. They do not have an accurate kill count by the looks of it, so that might be a bit of an issue.
Some good headphones needed for Shivas there.
Missile come around that corner. Does get the trade onto Rosie Jr. Leave it down to a 1v1. Olive Oil versus Rosie. But does get the pick, and that does secure the first round. Going for Friendly Fire.
Wow, superb attack from Friendly Fire. They got really stuck in, you know, really aggressive. And they managed to take out that, you know, anchoring access denied defense one by one, for eventually getting it down to a 1v1 with Friendly Fire taking the point.
So that was a very good round and a very great usage of util, as we did see, with the preemptive smoke lineups and the flashbangs and the smokes. As I did saw, Norse did throw a flash over to center catwalk, which did help his team get through the center if anyone he did push. So it is mostly about learning those little spots and tips there to get the bit of util down, which does help the team massively as they do push upwards. Let's say it will now be Friendly Fire's turn on the Volk side, so they will be defending. Hopefully they can try to take some inspiration of how Axelad did play. You know, they were very tight. You know, if they didn't peek out as much and maybe just use a bit more util, they could have well and truly had that round. So that was an excellent defense.
Yeah, the same objective this time for Friendly Fire's defense. Access denied's turn at attacking. You know, we've seen before Access denied are most likely the slower team compared to Friendly Fire, so this might be taken a lot differently. Or Access denied can pull something very nice out the bag and, you know, do an all-out push on Friendly Fire.
So we'll have to expect, as we both do know, Axis and I do play, you know, they are a fairly slow team, but, you know, they do have their fast moments, and, you know, they may truly surprise us here. As you know, FriendlyFire is a much more faster and aggressive team, so if they do play so as such, you know, have to see how they will be trying to get into it on the defensive round. But going into round 2, FriendlyFire, of course, in the very far southeast spawn, spawning back at the helo pad for access denied. And they're off, making their way through the northern side. 3-man push as previous with FriendlyFire. I think it was a flashbang. Oh no, that was a nade. Unfortunately, a little bit too short. Northscott is playing a very powerful position. Here, we'll be able to take out Rosie Jr. and AD Rosie if he doesn't check. Does get the pick onto Rosie Jr. Doesn't...
Rossi has the intel now of where Northscott is.
So Northscott does have some utility. Hasn't checked the corner. Down goes Chavis and Sandy from physics. So it's... Oh, I did not catch that, but oh, out goes a flash. Doesn't hit Norse. Oh, yes, it did. And that is going to be one pick.
Rossi into a 4v1. Never easy, these situations. Perzel P just peeking over the top as well, watching for him. But you know, good pick from Rossi, pushing up. We're just going to have to see how he takes this. Is he going to rush in or take it slow? He has 4 minutes and 45 seconds on the clock, so he has a very long time to make rotations and pick them off one by one if he needs to.
He is making his way up, trying to stay low to avoid that head peek. Oh, did he get spotted? Possibly. Oh. It looks like he was able to avoid it for the time being, at least. I'm not sure if Perzel did spot him. But say, it is not a position you would want to be in currently. Especially in this kind of a choke point that Rosie is kind of stuck in. Rosie is...
He has that head peek on Rossi.
Rossi is slowly coming around. Perzel is going to be peeking up above. Oh, doesn't spot Rosie. Oh, man. This is so close. He has come around that corner. Oh, shots are being had on the Perzel from AD. Rossi does make it behind the red container. Does get the pick onto Olive Oil, but does get fragged. Traded with Perzel. And that will be...
very good from FriendlyFire.
And said that will be the second point going for FriendlyFire. Oof. What a round. What a round. I unfortunately missed all the action up in the north. Forget, I do not have the little switchy woo. I do need to make sure that, as I will be the only one who will be actually able to capture these moments, I need to pay a little bit more attention to everybody. But anyway. OBJ, of course, has now moved to the, I believe it is the south-western objective inside the factory. Whatever you want to call it, it's the container ship, where I don't exactly know the precise coordinate for this area is, but this will be quite a tricky one for FriendlyFire to attack, as it is very far back in the, you know, the spawn point for access denied, compared to the OBJ, which is at the catwalk next to the white box. You know, we are talking about having to cover all of the southern and to get inside the OBJ. And of course, if you're going for the northern side, have to come through the northern side choke point through the double doors, make your way through and push your way through helipad, and you kind of clear all this area out. So it is going to be quite a challenging one for FriendlyFire, but some good smoke, some good flashes, and some good pre-fires, especially onto the red container up here, which is a commonly used spot for watching down the southern side. You know, they could well and truly get this.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a surprisingly one of the longer range objectives, since it has, you know, people can sit around the outside and also attack. You know, they can attack from far away, which is surprising because you'd think it's going to be close because it's the inside. However, you can also take it closer if you sit closer to the objective, but that runs the risk of being capped on if smokes come out, since again it is inside, so smokes would be a lot more detrimental when covering entrances and all sorts of other places.
Of course, but now as we're moving onwards to the gameplay, we do have Misslot, and we are going to have Puzzle on the north side. They are kind of based around the north and center, so maybe this will play off. They might be trying to go for a center north push, which is probably going to be quite a good idea, because it will be quite of Axonite's weak point, as they are kind of basing themselves around the north or the southern side, I must say, because of the strength of it, as having this southern protected would be crucial to making sure you do not cap on. They have 2 players watching down the southern side. This is important for Access Denied.
Yeah, Friendly Fire looked very strong on this map so far, despite not having played it this season so far. So it's going to come down to scrimming a lot. They need to scrim as much as possible on these newer maps, because they need to get to know them again if they haven't played them, if they've played them in the past, and they need to get to know them if they've never played them before.
That was a flashbang. Physics would be trying to make a push if we south, but does need to worry about 2 guys, and he does get taken out from Rosie Jr. Olive Oil is trying to consider going for the refrag, but has no idea where to kind of push this. Smoke's thrown
in the north.
Smoke's of course landing in the north at the double doors. Oh, the smoke barrage over here.
Yeah, I think the smoke's up in the north where a fake. Good pick, Somali.
Some very nice picks there. Sandy is taken out. It is now a 3v3. Puzzle ults up. Oh my. So much action going on. Down goes Chavez. Down goes Rosie. Oh. It's now left to a 2v1 situation. Rosie Jr. Oh no, I take that back. A 3v1. It is all up to Rosie Jr. here to try to win this, buddy. Oh, and the trade. Onto North scored. Securing the 3rd point for Friendly Fire. They are killing it so far.
Yeah, brilliant start for Friendly Fire on their own map pick, and they are the home team, so if we're going to be seeing any more of this, then it will end up going in Friendly Fire's favour, but very, very strong so far. Access Denied, clearly, not been screwing this enough, as we can see, but Friendly Fire, really putting the work in and starting to get those, pre-fires down and all sorts of, the smokes. They've practiced these pushes before, we can tell, just by the way they push up and coordinate with each other, leaving it down in the end to a 3v1.
Of course, and I do want to recall that I believe Access Denied thought this would be quite an easy map for them, because I do recall one of the players on their team saying that they've only played this map once in terms of in their match records, so that is something you do need to take care of, because you cannot know how much a team has been practicing a certain map just based off their previous scores on the VRML website. It does change. Some teams of course might play a map barely in their match history, but have played it tons in scrims or in little comp lobbies. It is about kind of trying to learn your enemy in some ways. You can never be truly sure of what maps they will pick and how strong they will be at them.
Yeah, absolutely. We can see that Friendly Fire are actually quite a big fan of the custom maps in Season 11, back when they were a thing. They played Sand and USS Quest a lot, along with Shipyard, back when they were all in the map pool. And they played them as some of the most played maps also, so, they are not too, what's the word? Opposite of not fond.
Yes.
Then they're accustomed to these custom maps, I shall say.
No pun intended, I hope. No pun intended, but it does show that they are interested in the custom maps, which I must admit, some of the work that the custom map producers do make are amazing. Of course, if you do know any custom map creators, always do give them a big thanks for making some excellent, well-made maps for this. That is an excellent nade. Right, take out Chavez. No, barely avoids the nades.
Ooh.
Just we're going to have quite a center and northern push so far. We do have AD Pilot Viper Sandy in the middle. Do have Rosie Jr. and Rosie making way through the north. North got going aggressive here, getting some pre-fires down into the center box. C4 goes out, does take out Rosie Jr. to confirm from Miss-a-Lot.
Access denied down to 4 now. Rossi sitting in a very quiet position. Shivas pushing up into the south.
Just come around with the pre-pop. Does it taken out from Perzel. Oh, nice little trade there from Norse and Pilot Viper. Shots being had onto Sandy from Oil. Sandy does cut back into center box. We do have Rossi still at double doors. Out goes a smoke. Oh, flashbang. I take that back. We'll be trying to re-rotate here. Trying to get back to Sandy. Sandy does get the pick on the Perzel. Nade does land, unfortunately, a little bit too high. Just land on top of the factory.
Yeah, the best thing that they can do in this situation, Access denied, is group up. You know, it's a 3v2, and they'll end up just making it into a 3v1 and another player if they push up in separate times. But here, Rossi, I don't think will be meeting up with Sandy, which is, you know, going to be the key to winning if they, you know, if they so wish.
But, you know, this could be an actual advantage here, because, you know, if Rossi plays this right, he can easily take down Olive Oil, or Oil Head, I should say, Ollie Head. If anyone does know me, I do call Ollie Head Olive Oil in my spare time. But yes, if Rossi can get the pick onto Oil, you know, this will even out the team players, and it will put a lot more stress onto Missilot and Physics.
Yeah, you have some good names for everybody.
Of course, it's my favourite. I have many names. I am the man with the names, some may say. Of course. Sandy's now making his or her way into... Oh, no, pushing back. A little bit uncertain to make the cross. Oh, Rhodey does get taken out. Oh, Ollie Head.
Access denied down to a 3v1. Sandy 2005, all alone.
It's going to be a tough one for Sandy. I don't know how much util that Sandy does have currently, but I can assure you that it's going to be quite a difficult one. Possible smoke out, or might just try to dry peek it. Oh, dry peek around the corner. Does get the the random frag around the corner from Missilot, securing the first map win, going for Friendly Fire with 4-0. What a win for Friendly Fire.
Yeah, unfortunately for Access Denied, it wasn't a tight game either. It's not one of those situations where it came down to a 1v1 every round. No, it was generally almost a battering for Friendly Fire. You know, they really put in the effort on this map, and we'll have to see where it goes on the next maps. Access Denied's map pick will be next, so if they are very confident on that, then they can get a win on that.
I am predicting the second map. I want to just throw it out, but I predict it might be a Bazaar pick. I don't know why. I just feel like it's going to be a Bazaar. You know, of course, Access Denied are more acquainted with the larger maps, so it would be quite interesting, as a lot of the larger maps have been banned, to see a Bazaar, which does have that aspect of being quite large in areas, but also mostly medium ranged. And oh, would you believe it? I called it, ladies and gentlemen. And the second map is going to be Bazaar. Oh man, I am the Whisperer of maps.
Yeah, I should be in this this map though, since it is no longer a custom map.
Of course, yes. So hopefully you can get into the lobby so I can stop screen sharing to you. Of course, wonderful. But anyway, yes, as I did call, I am the map Whisperer, and we will be moving our way into Bazaar for the second map. I called it.
I'm usually the one calling the maps as well.
I mean, you're normally the ones calling the weird cap situation, if you recall. In our previous cast, which we have both done together, we had this weird occurrence to where they always seem to cap on the first round, but that has not been seen so far this match, so maybe the curse is ended. Maybe.
Or not.
Well, fingers crossed.
I think they did play Bazaar last time, also Access Denied, and I think they capped on it, so, you know, they're clearly stronger this one. I am now in the lobby, so I can stop screen sharing if you like.
I already have done so that's great. Anyway, so if anyone which is curious to why I'm screen sharing, some reason custom maps don't actually work for poor Miro over here. So when it does come to casting, Miro does have to watch from the sidelines, unfortunately. But you know, Miro does try his best and has to deal with my horrible camera angles.
I'm just here alone on my casting screen trying to Do my own camera angles.
Nah, he does his best.
Cinematography.
Cinematography. You are a master at your work, Miro.
Yeah, thank you.
Of course. But yes. Anyway, enough flattery for this for this so far. But checking over to the map, we will be getting the northeastern OBJ spawn in the courtyard. As people do know, it is cap haven for anybody who does know how to smoke and cap quickly. You know, I do know Axis and I do take great interest for their cap speed, so maybe they can try to get some smokes down, get a quick push in, and if they can get Axis to the OBJ, you know, a few seconds or less can really change the outcome of a map. If they get that cap down, that is 2 points already going for their team. And for anyone which is new to Onward, of course, or Onward or VRML, a cap in Onward is when a person sends the uplink to the objective, and that gives 2 points to the mass up team. You also are able to cap as a vault player, which does back cap it, which does make a -1 point to your team, which some players do when they can't handle a 1v5 situation and they don't want to get capped on.
Yeah, it's actually most commonly seen on this map also in that Kia objective in the north. I've seen situations where they've just capped because they can't deal with a 1v5 or the intense, you know, pressure of it, and that is because of these little things over here that you can see. They are, you know, those blue kind of things, you know, covering the objective. You can't, you know, it makes the area dark and it's harder to see. With a lot of smokes also, it's nearly impossible to see. There is inside places where you can cap also, which is, you know, where Access Denied tried to cap from last time.
Of course, the blue and white tarps right above the cap in the area is, you know, that does affect it quite a lot, because, you know, you can't really throw a nade very well from far away, but we'll just kind of have to see how, you know, Axis will be trying to get this so far. But they have gotten the super, let's just say the south, what's it called, the southwestern spawn. So it took me a few seconds to remember my my north and west and east and south. Sorry. Happens to the best of us. But we are going to be seeing the two Rosies making their way into center market.
North's good, crossing off down the north, trying to get some early picks, but I don't think they will see anybody.
I'm curious to see what Northgod will be doing, because North is kind of watching that cross, but Rosie has made it already. So it's up to Oil to see how he will be trying to take down the staircase. Oh, and they does go out, but if you quickly do look on the map, we do have quite a nice little aggressive push there in the southeast. So they'll be waking them up to get further towards the objective. But until then, we are going to be watching this tight angle. Oh! Shots out from Oilhead. Just get the secure kill onto Rosie. Northgod still shooting himself somewhat. Not exactly sure what's going on with that. Still trying to get that pick onto Rosie Jr., which will be looking down into that window.
Ollie also firing at something. Physics spots them down in the southeast.
This was RP in hand. I believe it outgoes a nade. Does unfortunately miss it. Northgod is taken out from Rosie Jr. Oh, Physics might have just barely spotted Travis here. Just slightly. No, unfortunately, does not get the shots onto Travis. Is trying to make his way round.
He's on the right side on the shelter.
Not a position I would particularly want to be playing. 3 fires on Travis. That is wall bangable, so if they do get it right, they can take out Physics here. And Travis will be securing the pick onto Physics. That was not particularly a wise positional play, I must admit.
Some fighting out here, and Rosie Jr. gets a nice pick onto Ollie. A lot of patience from Rosie.
I know, that was an interesting swim around to get that pick there. AD Pilot is taken out from Perzel, leaving now to a 3v2 situation. Sandy and Travis making their way into the back. They do have the back east courtyard. Trying to get an angle onto Perzel by the looks of it, who will be going up the staircase. Does need to worry about Rosie Jr. here. Perzel will be trying his hardest, trying to get the pick onto Rosie Jr., so don't need to worry too much. Oh. is peeking around. Proto does come out and the trade. The trade, but it does go for a AD Rosie Jr. is downed, but it's all up to Missalot now.
A 2.5 v1. Missalot seemingly going to confirm the kill if Chivas goes around to revive Rosie Jr. Missalot not quite confirming Rosie Jr. yet, although now.
So Missalot's best interest is just trying to stop the revive if possible. There's a flash. You need to worry about Sandy, which is having a few shots towards Missalot. Does get the pick onto Rosie Jr. Oh, he's still getting shot. Oh, and Missalot is obliterated. Double doing, kind of got pancaked there in the final moments, as you did see. But that'll be the first point going for access denied.
Yeah, the first point going to the harder job also. I'm a strong believer that attacking is always harder than defending. And access denied have already shown that they've managed to defend. Attack successfully, which they've also done in the last game they had. You know, they're a good attacking team, it seems. And they've already shown it so far. But now it's their turn to defend. Can they keep that consistency up?
So this is their map pick, as you know, we have disclosed. So Axonode will be doing their best interest, trying to take advantage of their only map pick, trying to make sure they do try to secure the win if possible. You know, so far it is probably a map they have a little bit more experience on, so hopefully they can try to use that to try to get a few points down, to try to beat FriendlyFire here. But FriendlyFire is the aggressive team, so it wouldn't surprise me if you do see a possible cap coming up on this coming up round. You know, if they do throw some smokes down, I have high interest and high hopes that FriendlyFire will be going aggressive and fast and hard. Smokes onto the objective and having someone trying to rush down, get the tablet out and get the code in. But that is to be foreseen, but I'm expecting something like that to be occurring.
Yeah, cap could come out from FriendlyFire if they really go for it, which would bring them ahead of access denied.
Of course, but quickly checking into the previous statistics for season 13 for Access Denied. I should say, Bazaar was their third most picked map, so it does make sense to why they have decided to choose this map, as their two favorite maps have been banned. They're surprised they didn't play a Subway, but Subway is kind of that map which everyone's good at. You know, I don't know anybody who doesn't like a good tilt Subway, so maybe they're trying to play to their strengths here.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe even a Subway last, but only time will tell. I think it will depend on what happens in this map, as it is FriendlyFire's pick. They are probably going to be choosing a smaller range map, potentially like Suburbia.
Of course, a similar spawn from both sides. Of course, they do have the southwestern spawn. Osgod will be trying to make his way up, but to get an angle into the, what's it called, the coyote.
Yeah.
But I have learned from you. I even checked the sign. You have taught me well, Miro. You have taught me well. So yes, I do have Northcote, which is checking through the upstairs windows into Kiot. AD Rosie is in the back porch section, sitting at the little box with the tree, trying to spot where I believe he killed someone last time. So it's good to see, but he's trying to take note of possible locations. So FriendlyFire are kind of taking a little bit of time here. I was expecting a bit more of an aggressive push, I will be honest. We do have a similar approach as we do look on the map. We do have a southeastern attack, which is like what happened last round.
Rosie Jr. might be about to spot Ollie head.
Oh, possibly.
Ooh, Ollie head just backs off, whereas Missalot is also quite close to Rosie Jr.'s position. Northcote also not far down the road.
So they are taking this quite slowly. I mean, I guess it does give the time people in the southeast to get a little bit closer to the objective before pushing up. I mean, we could well and truly see a bit of a short wait, and then there might be a super fast aggressive push coming up. But, you know, Missalot and Olive Oil have been making quite a fair bit of noise, so AD Rosie Jr. is still aware. Oh, Missalot is just right beside Rosie Jr. Dudes need to check that plant pot. Oh, they're jiggling around. Shots are coming out. Rosie Jr. does come around aggressively. Oliver is trying to get the frag onto Rosie Jr.
Chasing him around just to get that refrag, but he just can't. Rosie Jr. peeks and takes him out. Really, really outstanding from Rosie Jr.
Very nice little double pick there. That definitely will upside the team.
On me, Physics pushing up. Sorry.
That's perfectly fine. Yeah, as I did say, Physics is pushing up towards Sandy. Oh. Physics is going to get shot in the back from Sandy. Through this crack here. Oh, that is a very... That has to be a 1 in a million chance seen play. Will we get a second pick for it? Oh my, Sandy. Leaving up the North squad. Left alone, but does get taken out from Pilot Viper. Oh my. What a way to end a round. What a nice little cheeky spot there from Sandy.
Access denied, held that defense like none other. That was really, really good. Got it down to a 4-man standing in the end. Superb defense from Access denied. I think we had situations where people were getting multiple kills at a time rather than just one by one, which just shows strength of their positions and managing to rotate after shooting and not getting refragged, which is really, really important.
Of course, special mentions do go to, of course, AD Jr., or I should say, what's it? Rosie Jr., which did play at the little palm tree pot. Does get one pick onto Mistilor and then gets the double kill onto Oliver. And of course, we do have Sandy over here in the back little porch section in the little, I guess you could say, laboratory. The shack laboratory. Does get 2 out through the small little hole. That has to be an interesting angle which I have not seen ever played before. So, you know, map knowledge and awareness was so key there. And I imagine we might even see people start playing them more often if it's that powerful.
Yeah, cool little camera angle on my camera as well.
Of course, but Geometry, of course, has now moved to the center eastern tank objective. This is probably one of my most favorite objectives, as it does allow the attackers to get some smokes down and possibly go for a cap behind the tank.
Yeah, this objective is really tough for attackers if they can get those smokes on point. But it is also extremely hard to get there in the first place for the attackers. It's one of those objectives that I always say, the most capable objectives are always the hardest to reach, but once you're there, you're going to cap a lot of the time. So Access denied are good at getting in those positions and good at capping, so, you know, they can really, really do this, but they do have a very far spawn down in the northwest.
Yes, they do have the northwest spawn, so that is very, very, very far. But they will be trying to make the cross across the street. I know the street does have a call out for it, but I'm not exactly sure, but it is the northeastern street crossing, which is the most feared one, as you do have to worry about the blue room, which Puzzle will be watching, and Oliver, which will be inside. So that will be quite an issue for Sandy and Chavez here.
Yeah, they're gonna have one in blue room.
Yeah, some very strong meta positions from the Friendly Fire defense. Ollyhead holding down into the blue room. Oh, pick out onto Rosie Jr. Also onto Northcote. Perzel takes out Chivas.
Unfortunately, the smokes were just a little bit off. You know, it's nice it is to try to cover off this side of the street. You need to cover off blue room. Blue room is the main objective when it comes to trying to cross. Sandy might be trying to get an angle down onto Perzel, but you know, Sandy will be tied. You know, Perzel is just such in a powerful position here. You know, watching that street crossing, say, the smokes unfortunately were just a little bit too bad in a kind of regard, does not really help them get the cross. But now Pilot Viper will be making his way across, most likely going through blue room, if not going into center market. Northcote, of course, is out there. I just realized Northcote has kind of gone for quite an interesting position. I forget the name of this building because I don't often see it used.
You know what, that is a really, really good position for Norse. You can see down onto the objective, it seems. I might have to have a look at that one myself in game.
Oh, but no, does hit Norse, does get spotted. Does hit the ground hard, almost gets shot for it. Out goes a frag. Trying to land back, does miss Rosie, but Rosie might be trying to go for a Norse or might just be trying to get to the objective, but I do believe... No, Rosie has it out for Norse God. He has spite for Norse at the current moment.
Smokes out from Pilot Viper near the objective.
Pilot Viper just kind of
Pilot Viper takes out Burzell in that position also.
Say, nice little pickup for Blue Room, which was the main threat. But no, just get taken out from Olive Oil. Who will be watching that kind of cross section. It is up to Sandy now, trying to get that pick onto Olive Oil so they can get to the objective. And of course, Rossi should be joining very shortly. But I imagine Rossi's main directive will be trying to take out Norse God here, who is on the balcony.
Sandy and Ollie head very close.
So
Olive I had one more orange.
Olive Oil is making a fair bit of noise here. I believe that Olive Oil's not aware that Sandy's alive. Oh, shots were being had towards Olive Oil. Must admit you, I've never heard someone call this area orange before, so I give them that.
Yeah, a lot of teams have colours for callouts on this map, which I do myself.
What's your favourite colour for this evening? I want to be an apple. Yeah.
I like 7, my favourite colour.
Oh, 7's your favourite colour. Oh. I'm more of a I like to break the trend a little bit. I like a unlucky 13. You know, sometimes it does work out in your favour. I know, very interesting. Anyway, enough goofing around, just a little bit. As I do check back to AD Rosie, who is creeping up next to the shops. Does need to worry about quite a lot. Does need to worry about Olive Oil, physics, but you know, a good smoke, you know, that could well and truly get the cap down. Speaking of the devil of Norse has made it back and will be the main threat towards Rosie here. Does appear to be going from the behind. It's unaware. Oh, shots are being pre-fired. Not exactly sure where, but Norse God is unaware.
Physics and Sandy down in orange.
Sandy, Sandy and Olive Oil are throwing it down so far, to say at least. But, you know, Sandy does appear to be rotating. Probably trying to go through Blue Room. You know, I wouldn't really recommend it with how much time they have left. Nice flashbang. Trying to throw it to Physics. I don't know if it hit him. And they just missed Physics, unfortunately. Just need to worry about Norse, which is right, coming around the corner. Nice little trade there. Leaving now to a 1v3 with Sandy.
Not aware of Sandy's rotation. Now there will be. Physics is out. Ollie trying to flank, it seems. No, he's just rotated back.
Oh, does get Olive Oil. Is it now a 1v1 situation?
He can cap if Missalot does not get back to the objective in time.
But,
oh!
A nice pick there as he did come out of Blue Room. And that will be the first point on the second map for Friendly Fire. Oh my. What a way to end the round. I honestly thought Sandy might have had it then.
Yeah, me too. You know, we needed to see, you know, frantically running back to the objective from Friendly Fire, but, you know, she just caught out Sandy on his, you know, run towards the objective. I'm pretty sure he probably didn't even know how many people were left with that trade.
But you know, that was a very nice try, at least for Sandy's sake. But as I say, you know, it comes to situations like that when it comes down to a 1v1 and the stress is real, but unfortunately it will not be going for Sandy, it will be going for Friendly Fire. I'd say Miss Slot was very fortunate that she did decide to go kind of open across the street back to the objective. It did allow her to get the spot onto Sandy, who did push out a Blue Room, securing a few shots and securing the first round for their sake at least.
Yeah, now it's Friendly Fire's turn to attack. just as I mentioned, they could probably also give a go at capping this with plenty of smokes. However, they can also push this very fast and just try and go for picks, which I think could end in Access Tonight's favour if they try and play this fast.
Of course, but I say I am looking forward to see how FriendlyFire will be trying to take this. You know, I was kind of hoping that FriendlyFire would be kind of fast. You know, FriendlyFire, from my previous experience playing with them, of course, you know, they are a fairly fast team. You know, Access Denied, more slower pace, but it's interesting that FriendlyFire has kind of like retreated in some way, back to like the slow pushes. You know, maybe it's just a little sake of understanding that they are a bit of a disadvantage when it comes to the amount of experience for this map. But anyway, moving over to round 4. FriendlyFire do have the, I believe it is the northeast center spawn. So they will be making their way ASSP across the street before Access Night can try to set up into blue, and Pilot Viper's already made the cross. Hopefully some better smokes. The pre-fire on the Pilot Viper does smoke out Pilot Viper there with an aim-to-free smoke launcher. Famous last words. Yes, we can cross. Famous last words. Yes, we can cross. Let's say, as we're now watching up, we do have Missed Up, which will be trying to make it up towards Sandy's position. You know, Sandy is yet again hiding in these metal shacks. You know, Sandy does have this weird thing about hiding in these positions. Might be able to take out Missed Lot here. Oh. 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 As you can see, the Tracer, shots are being had. Sandy is now giving away his position. Sandy, yeah, of course, in that pre-fireable box. You know, I would not want to be there right now. Oh my. Oh my. What a nice last stand there for Sandy. Does take out one player and gets the down onto Perzel.
Yeah, Access Denied started off strong, down to a 4v3
Yeah, they're in that
against FriendlyFire.
to uplink where Sandy was at.
I say that is so far looking very nice for Access Tonight. They do have the player advantage, and they do have Rosie Jr. going for that flank. And that could well and truly pay off here. It's a bit of a investment, but you know, it can pay off. Perzel might get spotted here by Pilot Viper. Oh no, Perzel does cut in time. Fortunately, Pilot Viper does luckily get to make it free, but we do need to worry about Rosie Jr., which is now hightailing it behind them with the G36. So they are taking their time. Rosie has no idea to where these two last players are being. It's making audio though. Oh.
He sees the dead bodies. He knows there's been a bit of combat going on here. He knows they're going to be in this general area.
Oh, excellent nade onto top of Rosie. Oh, look at that beautiful nade there from Olive Oil, my beloved. Down goes Perzel
Rosie
from
takes
Rosie
out
Jr.
Perzel.
Oliver will be trying to take out Rosie Jr. Trying to swing round perhaps, trying to get that refrag. No, we'll be trying to get inside these containers. Oh, are being had through them. They are they aren't bulletproof, so you can shoot through them. But say currently Rosie Jr. playing with Oliver here. You know, it's not looking great. Rosie comes round, doesn't check the boxes. Will be punished for that. Will be punished for that one.
Strong position from Ollie beyond the boxes. Good thinking.
So that did benefit Ollie quite a lot. C4 does go off into blue room, does not catch anyone off. Physics, of course, will be trying to contest Pilot Viper at some point, I imagine. If not, try to get the pick onto Travis. Maybe even onto Rosie, which has been revived. I must forgot to add from Travis. Oliver just casually committing a war crime as normal. We'll be trying to get an angle onto a few players. Needs to get Rosie if possible if he does want to have a chance to get that cap. Oh, just spot him. Pilot Viper is now aware of it and it will be hightailing it back to the objective. Out goes a flashbang. Very well placed flashbang. Some very good position here from Pilot Viper. Physics is taken out from Chavis. Oh. Through the broken wall. Oh, shots are being had. This is looking tense. Out goes the smoke. Oliver being peppered through that fence and will be taken out from Pilot Viper. Oh my.
Good pick from Pilot Viper, doing really, really well to attack him.
So what a round. What a round.
I thought that Pilot Viper was gonna get him through the penetrable metal, but seems not. Doesn't seem to want to be very penetrable today.
Well, it is still penetrable, but it doesn't do much damage. You know, I think in terms of it, in the damage HP thing, which was tested, I believe when you do shoot through the metal shack like that, I think it only does 1 damage at a time, and the base HP for a player is 10. So maybe I might be wrong, but I'm not exactly sure what the current calculation is for that. But I do know, checking out the science side and the mathematics side of the damage is that it does reduce the amount of damage per shot massively, so it is able to tank quite a fair few shots. But I say I might be uncertain. It might be 2 damage per shot, might be 1, but it is a lot more than it would do normally. But enough of that boring mathematics stuff. Moving our way back down, it will be the southwestern objective at the street next to the ATV. This one, yet again, very cap heavy, and Access Denied, of course, being on the attack, will be most definitely trying to get this cap here.
Yeah, they are comfortably ahead. However, they probably won't be aiming for the cap since they are comfortably ahead 3-1. Even if FriendlyFire cap this, not this round, but if they manage to win it and then cap, they can bring it home. But Access and I don't have to worry about them capping this round since they are on the attack, so they are quite, comfortable in terms of where they are currently standing in the points leaderboard.
Of course. And moving on to the into this next round, which will be round 5. They're getting off. They do have the northwestern spawn, so this is going to give them a little bit of more time to kind of decide how they want to push this. They do, if they want to make the cross, they need to do it quick and fast. Rosie is going for it. Rosie does safely make the cross here without getting shot by missile which will be in that window. So Rosie will be having quite a difficult attack approach here, as far away from his team and does have 4 players to deal with. Pilot Viper has now made the cross. Did we have Olive Oil? Who's trying to get an angle? Shots are being had towards Pilot Viper. Pilot Viper is taken out from Physics. Sandy might try to get a refrag here through that window. Down goes Norse God from AD Rosie.
Nice little position from AD Rosie here. He's starting to pre-fire onto common spots, and he also managed to.
Oh, what's that? A little TK.
Both for the Rosies.
Ah, ringer Rosie. Down goes Posey by the looks of it. Nice little TK there, but it is just a down for the current moment, so the possible revive could still go ahead. Or Rosie 2021, but Rosie Jr. just need to make sure not to get taken out here from Misslot, which is looking through that window. We'll be trying to cross towards the boxes. Shots are being had. Does make it to the box safe. Does get that revive. It is now a 4v2 going for Access Denied here. They have the numbers advantage.
Shivas coming through the southeast. You know, he's just holding a strong position. He can try and take out Missalot from his position if Missalot decides to, you know, stay focused on Rosie Jr. and Rossi. But for now, Shivas is just slowly creeping up.
So physics right now has quite a lot to do, but it looks like it has 3 players right in front of him. He knows about one of them. Oh man, this is not particularly looking great. Sandy is on top. Might try to get the pick down onto physics. Just get a nice little pick there. Aggressive pick onto Rosie 2021. Will be taken out though from, I believe that was Rosie. Oh, it doesn't matter anyway. And that will be game for the second map, going for access denied.
Yeah, strong positions held from access denied. Finally managing to, you know, reach that win.
So what a very well done second map. Of course, this was their pick, so as I did say, I was the map whisperer and I did call it, and it is clear to me, for anyone who is watching, for anyone's sake, that this is their map. Access Denied did kill it so far versus Friendly Fire, which I do believe is the quicker and the faster paced team when it comes to the smaller maps, but Access Denied using their bit more of a better aim in terms of, you know, taking a little bit slower wise. They will be securing the second map, and it will be moving on to the third map, which is going to be, ladies and gentlemen, Shipyard for the third map. So yet again, I will be having to screenshot to our lovely co-caster Miro, so let me just quickly set that up for him. But of course, say Shipyard. I was, as I said previously, you know, as you said far back onto Arctic, you know, Friendly Fire do love their custom maps, and this is clearly shown by the fact they have decided to pick another custom map. Yet again, Shipyard, one of the new custom maps added to Season 14, as previously mentioned, Arctic and Shipyard. You know, this is a very exciting and juicy map. It's a bit of a medium to larger map, of course, but as you can say, it is going to be interesting. Friendly Fire will be on the attack for the first round, and we will have Volk, which is going to be access denied. I am excited. The OBJ is going to be on center ship next to the crane. For anyone which is new to this map, cannot unfortunately show you the gameplay yet. You are not worthy to witness the epic gameplay until we get into the first round. Hopefully we might get a flashback to anyone who didn't watch the previous cast, but I believe it was Friendly Fire, I'm not exactly sure, but it was a team which did have someone jump off the edge of the top little section on the ship and fall into the water, which is oh, that has to be such a way to go out, unfortunately. And anyone who just heard that lovely boat horn, yes, welcome to it. We will be having that boat horn and the subway train, which will be passing throughout the map. Oh, how much I love and hate this map. But regardless, that it do be like that sometimes, but that is not the important factor. Waiting for Access Denied to get themselves ready, getting their plan strategies up ahead, and we should be moving our way into round 1 for the third map. You know, it is now the tiebreaker decision. You know, it is all up to Friendly Fire if they want to try to secure this win, if they want to live it up and to show off why they have improved since season 13 versus Access Denied. And you know, as Access Denied's sake, if they want to win this, they are the underdogs. Well, as the captain did say, Rosie did message me previously, the old dogs, they are the old ones. But anyway, we should be starting very shortly.
Yeah, my favourite map, Shipyard, that I can't play.
Oh, I know. Of course, I will be screen sharing to you, so please do forgive us if, you know, we do have to show all recordings of that. Unfortunately, we'll have to just kind of have to watch my gameplay. I know, such a shame.
Yeah, I did jokingly say at the start of this, watch it use all of the custom maps.
I know, I remember that. You said, watch this do all the custom maps, and I was like, yeah, not a chance. But here we are.
Yeah, well, unlucky, I guess.
Unlucky, unfortunate for you.
Going into the first round, however, of the last map, it is a decider map, and it's not been, well, it's been a close game on paper, but you know, it was 4-1 to 4-0 to start with, and a 4-1 for the second map.
Say it has been an interesting one, as you did say. 4-1. It was 4-0 and 0-4. No, 1-4, I should say. Nice little spot there from Pilot Viper. We'll be watching downstairs. Does get the trade onto Pilot Viper and Misslot there. That does allow Physics. Oh, down goes Rosie, but does allow Physics, Oddle, and Puzzle to make it through onto the ship. So much action, so little time to explain. So that is 2 players down for Access Denied sake. So FriendlyFire will be hammering it so far. They will be rushing their way across. Yep, as you did see, we do have Norse Gods, who will be pushing through onto the middle roof. Is at the 2nd level, next to the little I guess you could call them, oh, what's they called? Like AC units. I'm not exactly sure what you want to call them, but we're looking up. We do have possible C4 in here, maybe.
One on the ship up here. High up.
No, we do have Travis, which will be in this little corner. Does have 3 players surrounding him. What would be super great right now if Puzzle would just to make the little bit of an aggressive push here, but no. Oh, Oliver might have done that. If Puzzle comes round. Oh, Travis. Oh my! What a...
Oh, that was...
so unfortunate. Oh, down goes Olive Oil. Down goes Rosie Jr. What a unfortunate turn of events for Chavez. He did run in. Completely misses Olive Oil.
3v1. The attackers have got... Oh, 3v2. 2v1, sorry. The attackers have got this down to a T now. They have really squeezed Access Denied's defense. But Sandy in a very strong position. However,
I just realized he can go for the cap. Say, it's up to Sandy to try to get the rotate. But no. Down goes Sandy from Physics with the P90. Securing the first point onto for FriendlyFire. Unfortunately, they did not get that cap, which was open for a fair bit. So unfortunately, that was a bit of a missed opportunity for FriendlyFire's sake, but regardless, still a very nice display of skill there, especially on the attack on that ship.
Nice to see a P90 being used. Never see that.
We have seen quite a fair bit of unusual gun picks, which I must admit is quite unusual. I have seen P90s get played. I've seen the MXQ. Oh, I forget what it's called. It's the gun which English is kind of hard nowadays. I must admit to you, but no, it is the it was the suppressed gun with the suppressed AR for
MCX.
the MCX for riflemen for Marsoc side. I've seen that played a little bit. You know, they do use quite a fair bit when it comes to different gun types.
Yeah, I think the MCX is quite a strong gun overall.
I've
used it a few times myself. I don't consistently use it for the MK18 for specialist and AK5C for riflemen on attack, but
Of course.
MCX is not a bad gun. You cannot hear it at all. It's way better than any gun with a normal suppressor. The built-in is super strong and you can hardly hear it. Even on cast sometimes, it's really tough to hear where they're coming from.
So my main issue with the MCX is that you do have a suppressor, but you do have a reduced damage. And to try to make it a bit fairer, they have also bumped up the recoil. So trying to control recoil with that gun is a bit of a task. It doesn't have what I would call recoil, it has kickoff. So when you are shooting, the gun bounces up and down, but it isn't like recoil which goes up, it just bounces up and down a bit. It does make trying to use it a little bit harder, but for that built-in suppressor, it might just be worth it.
Yeah, recoil is typically very low in Onward anyway, so even then it's not that hard to control overall.
I mean, saying that, have you ever used a PKM with no foregrip?
You can shoot yourself in the face with that if you're not careful.
I remember there was a time in a match which I casted ages ago when I was just a little community caster. I did see someone kill themselves with a PKM trying to one-hand it. It was hilarious. We do have
in a similar position to Sandy, just a bit slightly off onto the other side of the container this time, watching out onto the ship.
So Rosie Jr. is at first southern containers next to the I guess you could call the forget the name of this place. It's the little connector thing for tracks. Down goes physics from PilotViper. Nice little pit there. Oh, a lot more than just a few bullets to secure that finalized kill. So they are flashbanging and they are nading. Oh! Oh no!
Oh,
Rosie!
wow.
Rosie! No!
The body's not confirmed though. They are right back up.
Rosie,
Not going to be happy about
no.
that.
He said run after.
Rosie, no! What a nade! What a nade! Oh, that is class. That is hilarious. We all make stupid mistakes like that occasionally. Down goes Chavis from Olive Oil. Down goes Sandy from Puzzle. Down goes Rosie from Olive Oil. You know what? They are going for it, Friendly Fire. Leaving now to a 4v2. We do have Rosie Jr., which is in the little Southern container stack. And we do have PilotViper, which is on the ship. Just need to worry about North God. He was trying to look down like the face of God upon him. Oh. He's got him. Just have that nice little head angle there. What a shot.
Sublime headshot.
What a shot. It's now living up to a 1v4 situation with Rosie Jr. Rosie Jr. versus the world, unfortunately.
Yeah, Friendly Fire have started off really strong again, just like Arctic. Good at those custom maps, we can tell. But, you know, it's scary for Access Denied. Now, they started off with this momentum, and it looks like they might be finishing it with that momentum also.
Ooh, nice little pick there onto Rosie Jr. from North God. I ironically, I was flying straight towards him as I saw him get murdered, so that's a interesting angle to behold. No, it's just go out of the comment that I might think North God might spot Rosie Jr., but spoke too soon. So it's still likely that Friendly Fire is maybe not aware of Rosie Jr.'s position due to that suppressor. Misslot is moving.
Misslot could catch a wild Rosie Jr. if she's lucky enough.
A wild Rosie Jr. Now that is a phrase I was not expecting to hear.
Well, most likely this will end up in a trade, which will not be beneficial for Rosie Jr. since if he trades, he loses.
So it's gonna be difficult because if Rosie does get the pick onto Misslot, you know, we are gonna see Puzzle just peek over and get that easy kill. Flashbang from Misslot. Oh, it's so close. Puzzle is watching though. Rosie Jr. just peek round. It's going for a... Oh! I thought it was going to be a knife kill, but Rosie needs to move. Rosie has not checked. Behind. Puzzle doesn't peek out. Does it too late. Does get taken out. Oh my, this is now a 1v1. Going for Rosie Jr. Oliver is going aggressive. Oh! Barely
Rosie
avoids.
Jr. has really scraped this by the skin of his teeth. He's going to be very happy if he wins this. Ollie just sitting on top, waiting for Rosie to make that push. But if Rosie's stealthy enough with that MCX, he can really just get in and maybe cap this.
This is going to be tight, to say at least. You know, Olive Oil is coming down, but does get taken out.
Wow,
and that will be a
and
clutch.
4v1. Was that 4v1 from Rosie Jr.?
Oh my, a 4v1 clutch for Access Denied. Oh my. What an absolute play for Rosie. That will be
That was
definitely
amazing.
claps on the back from Access Denied for Rosie. I can be certain. What a way to win a point. Oh
Yeah, I was
my.
certain that they'd have already won that. I thought that they would have had it, really.
I was, you know, it's just to show that teams need to learn to not get a little bit too loose when it comes down to a situation when you do have the numbers advantage. Though there has been times when stuff just like that does happen in even higher league play. You know, teams, you know, they see the situation as a 1v4 and they do take advantage and go a little bit wild and they do get punished for it. it is always important, despite the kill count, to always make sure to stay tucked in on Volk and to play smart on attack. You never want to do anything stupid, ending up in your own death and a possible cap for your own side, you know. Being capped on when it's a 1v4, that must hurt beyond belief, which I know it has happened previously to other players. But anyway, enough of my pet talk. Moving over to the next OBJ, which will be the, I guess you could call it, center western objective in the far back factory. So this is quite a difficult OBJ for FriendlyFire to be attacking, as this is more of a defender's sided objective. Because you do have to make a decision if you want to push through the ship, through center, or through the eastern side at the containers and through the open gateway of hell, as I call it. But anyway,
yeah, it's the far back factory.
Yeah, it's the far back factory. AD, get themselves ready. Access denied. Sharing some drummies. They're in high spirits. They want to make sure they win this. They must be a little bit disheartened after that defeat they had in that round, which would be justifiable. As we do see, we do have the double roses trying to move their way up towards the ship. Have gone the longer route, which I must say is a little bit of a mistake. You know, Rosie Jr. is going to push out, will be taken out from Perzel. That was quite a rookie mistake, of course. Cutting through center, cutting through the factory is always quicker than looping around. Always do make sure of it.
Yeah, we will see these, you know, mistakes like that coming out, since, you know, it's a newer added map and these teams won't have played it, you know, for like 2 seasons prior to this.
I do believe the C4, which was thrown, does work still.
Oh, it takes out Norse. Oh, and his own grenade.
Oh, that has to be. Oh, what an outcome. What a outcome. Unfortunately, Norse kills himself with his own grenade, but he is luckily refragged on Perzel. But what an unfortunate turn of events there. How unfortunate.
He could have been revived there too if he didn't blow himself up.
Of course. And talking about two little devils, we do have Olive Oil and Physics now making it through down in the basement tunnels. We'll be trying to get it back, trying to get the flank onto the team. Does need to worry about, I believe, Pilot Viper, who will be looking down. I said they will be quite rather unrestricted on their push. Missile is on center roof, looking across at the building. Might have a spot onto Pilot Viper here. Unfortunately, does miss.
Yeah, now FriendlyFire can push in 2s, whereas Access Denied only have 3. You know, pushing in 2s as a pair is really, really crucial for these situations, because they can communicate and refrag if they need.
Of course, refrags have to be one of the most important things you need to learn as a team. You know, nothing hurts more than just to play a bit of a risky attack advance, just get taken out, and then having your teammate not get the frag onto the, you know, the Volk, who will be trying to retreat back to a safer position. It is so crucial to make sure that when you are doing stuff like that, the refrag is important as can be. Pilot Viper might be checking down the stairs here. Does peek over and shooting shot. Down goes Physics, down goes Oliver. Oh my! How to clean it up for Pilot Viper there. What an excellent play. And let's leave it now to a 2v3 situation for FriendlyFire.
Yeah, Pilot Viper has had his PVA glue. Manages to take out 2 of them.
Unfortunately, only I am the glue sniffer for this evening.
Pilot Viper about to get an angle onto Perzel if he keeps peeking it, but he doesn't.
No, that is quite a foolish angle to try to push out on, I must be honest. Exposing yourself to that degree is something I would not really agree with, but you know, if he did push out, easy pick onto Perzel. Possible miss a lot here. If he does peek out, oh no, he didn't spot him, but if he did spot him, that would have had both of them. I got the flashbang. Miss a lot does come in, does get taken out from Chavis, living all up to poor Perzel here. But it does come out, does secure the pill onto Perzel. And that will be the second point for access denied.
Yeah, that went from being a very strong friendly fire push to a good access denied defense. We've also seen that, you know, they managed to bring the entire map round up so far. Friendly fire starting off very strong, and even in the second map they were very strong.
So they have done quite a very strong push there, but I say it's now up to friendly fire. This is going to be a lot closer than we all expected, I must admit to you. You know, it's only 3 rounds in, and it's kind of switching between winning Volk rounds and winning Marstock rounds. You know, if this is going to be the case, it might well and truly end up to a tiebreaker round map decider, which, you know, to be stuck in that situation, it is tough and it is scary, I must admit to you. It will be certainly very intense when you are definitely in a type of situation to where you are trying your absolute hardest not to goof it up in some ways. You know, it's all nice and all being 3 points up, but when the enemy team is 3 points up as well, you know, that is when the heartbeat rises. That's when it becomes a little bit too real. But say this might be just a spectacle idea. Maybe friendly fire or access night can try to clean it up. If access night does win this, you know, that will be a massive boost for the MMR, as they will be the massive underdogs for this evening. Access night is a silver team versus friendly fire, which is gold for this evening, or for this season, I must add. So they do have the higher rank. So for access night sake, if they win this map, they have massively gone up. But that is to be foreseen. So moving away into the 3rd round.
I'm actually.
Oh, round reset. It was actually 4th round, my bad. Well, you know what, it's fine. I pulled the wrong counter anyway, so it's going to be a quick round reset.
I hope I still sound good.
Yep, you sound as beautiful as always, Miro.
Just the people trying to climb out my basement, I had to make sure.
Only you would publicly announce that you have your holding people in your basement.
No, they're not. Okay.
They're not
so
there by
anyway,
force.
it should be all good.
They're not there by force. We hope, of course. We hope, of course. Fingers crossed. You're not holding them by force.
No, it is optional. Don't worry.
Oh yeah, the Wi-Fi makes up for it, honestly. And they do have a lovely free ice cream machine, so that is the main appeal.
Nah, they're gonna pay for that.
Oh, they have to pay for it. Oh.
Have you seen the price of inflation these days?
Oh man, the monthly suspense bill for all that ice cream they consume. I can imagine. Anyway, it is going off, and it's going loud and aggressive for both sides. We do have North Squad pre-firing with the PKM. Shots being shot towards Pilot Viper. Down goes Chavis. Gonna miss a lot. So it is just so much going on in terms of the shots going off. Rhodes Jr. is now making his way up towards the ramp. Will be dropping down. Does either try to hope, but no one will be underneath there. Rosie is obliterated, but does get the trade on the Persil.
Fire out from, I think, both teams. All sorts of shots coming out, trying to distract them as players move up. Try and move silently. Miss a lot. See here, just holding his position on Sandy, also, who needs to be checking these corners to spot miss a lot.
So it is up to Sandy to try to figure out how to play this. Down goes Rosie Jr. from physics. It is now a 4v2. That was a flashbang. Might have hit Missalot in the face. Missalot is gonna... Oh, it's hiding behind the boxes. This is a power angle. Missalot could swing round, get the pick onto Sandy. Oh.
Think I got -1 on the roof.
Oh. Down goes Sandy. Oh, Missalot leaving now into a 1v4.
Pilot Viper's position is known to friendly fire, which will not play in his favour. But, you know, we've seen a lot of Access Tonight's members before clutch a situation just like this, so let's see if they can do it again.
So he's just trying to get that head pick. So he's about North Squad, but will take him out.
I thought he was going to fall off the edge of the building, to be honest.
Well, Maybe next time, but that I forgot to add a point, my pardon. And that will be the second point going for Friendly Fire. Oh my.
Yeah, a lot of a closer map this time, rather
It is,
than
I know,
the
it's...
2 batterings that we had in a row from opposite teams also. You know, it's not often we get to see one team dominate and then the other completely dominate.
And then they're now
Usually-
getting equal matched.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's always like this every time. A third match decided, it's close, and it's great to watch.
It's always the third map when both teams are truly panicking. You know, no team in their right mind wants to be stuck into a tiebreaker. They would much love to prefer to win the first 2 maps, but have to try to get it back on the third one. I can assure you that.
Yeah, I'll gotta be honest, I can't remember the last time I casted Access Denied and they either won or lost in the first 2 maps. They've always managed to get a map back or win the first map whenever they've been playing.
Well, I say that is to be foreseen. But now moving on to the next objective, which is going to be the Crane OBJ, which is the eastern northish side next to the ship. So this does offer quite a fair amount of access for Friendly Fire to try to approach this. But they do have the entire ship, of course, they use the center, and they do have a bit of the south. They want to go for it. Do need to worry about the blue room. Of course, the defenders spawn on the ship, the top section and the below section on the right side. You know, there is so many spots here for Access Knight to defend, but also so many spots of Friendly Fire to be holding. And moving away over to Access Knight, who will be getting himself ready. They are getting themselves ready here.
That's not numbers, that's gibbering.
Five, 4, 4, 4, 2.
They're off. Making their way up. We'll be pushing through. Oh, already an early pick onto Norse God from Pilot Viper. That is going to be quite of a disadvantage for Friendly Fire.
Yeah, already a man down.
Nice
like
though.
to take little
What an
shots off him.
angle. What an angle. Looking through blue, well, underneath blue room, through underneath the truck, the semi truck. Does get the pick onto Norse. They have been doing their homework, Access Denied, to say at least. Unlike me, he always submits it late. I am a true I'm a true joy to deal with as a person dealing with me, but Physics is yet again using a flashlight. Physics does love his flashlight for some reason. He does love to use it. I would be opposed. I would be opposed to using it so much, but personal preference. Rosie's in a spot which I've not seen often.
Yeah, they gotta make sure that they got those flashlights on so they can see in the middle of the day. You know, can't let that sun get in the way.
Rosie does have C4, possibly might try to throw it over. But say Physics, Perzel and Olive Oil will be trying to clear off the ship. Sandy will be kind of watching up the ramp. Out goes a C4 on the top, does not catch anyone off, a little bit too soon. Sandy will be trying to get that angle down, pretty fast shots on Perzel towards the blue room.
I hit him on the boat.
Still waiting to see how they will be trying to push this up. Oh, nice little pick there, and a nice little ragdoll from Physics. But the refrag onto, forget who that was, from Perzel. Oh man, nice little ragdoll. He bounced almost just like the old ragdoll system. I miss the old ragdoll system.
Yeah, I gotta agree. Well, I've gotta say that the old one was insane, sending people up into space.
I loved the old ragdoll system. It was amazing.
Yeah, it is a lot better now in terms of physics. It's really good.
In terms of physics-based ragdolls, it makes a lot more sense. But I'm gonna be honest, it does make quite amusing when you do kill someone and you see them get sent to the stratosphere.
Yeah, I used to go on the Onward VR Reddit, and I used to see some guy who did something called the Onward Space Program, where he just sent people up into space.
Oh, wonderful. Nice little pickup from Puzzle. Onto Sandy. Does get taken out from Rosie with a headshot. Disrespectful to secure that
Access tonight coming
refrag.
out with a lot of refrags. We've seen it so far. Each of these kills coming out with a refrag, which is important, and just a lot got a strong position down onto the objective. But I don't think they'll catch anybody, with all of them being quite tucked away.
Interesting nade. Just fortunately missed Rosie Jr. off. So it is up to Olive Oil now to make a decision. He does have to wait for Miss a lot to make the push around. It does appear to be trying to climb up the top, trying to fall off if you can. I have made that mistake before and it's not fun. You do break your ankles and they are rather important, I must admit you. Say 2 minutes on the clock. They have all the time in the world as they want to. They can
Still
take
got one of Friendly Fire's plays on the roof. Miss a lot.
Yep.
Sniping down.
So Miss a lot will be trying to play a little bit of an overwolf. Oh, shots onto Olive Oil. Does secure that pick, and it will be now a 1v3. It will not be looking good for Miss a lot, but maybe Miss a lot can maybe try to do an access denied here and try to do an impossible. With the MK18 with a 2x scope, trying to get an angle onto Rosie Jr. if possible. But Rosie Jr. Well, Miss a lot does have not much time. If you think about it, a minute and 20 seconds is it might look nice on the scoreboard, but in real life trying to get to the objective, it's going to be a lot longer.
Yeah, a minute drains like that in Onward, which is funny because when you're sitting down holding an angle in a downfall, it feels like you're sitting there for days, but as soon as you play a quick match, 6 minutes feels like 10 seconds.
I know, honestly, nothing feels worse than to be sat there watching an angle and this lot is going to be executed as she falls down from Rosie. And that will be the second point for access denied.
Third point now, access tonight.
Oh, third point. Oh, yeah,
really
sorry.
brought this back. They
Please
were
wake me
1-0
up.
down. They were
You don't
1-0
wait.
down and then a 4v1 on the second round also, so they were really behind. But now it's time for access denied to play that potentially last round for them.
Of course. It is going to be a tough one, of course. It is now 2-3. This is going to be a lot closer than we intended to say, at least. FriendlyFire, which is probably the more preferred players when it does come to custom maps, are having quite a fair bit of their game shown against them from access denied on the third map. Maybe Shipyard wasn't the best choice for them. Perhaps maybe a Subway might have been a little bit more preferred, as I do know FriendlyFire do like to play Subway in their spare time and in scrims, so maybe, which, hear me out, this might be quite of a rookie error. Going with the confidence of how Arctic went for them, they maybe thought that, Axon have not practiced enough on the custom maps, but it does appear that Axon has secretly been playing this map quite a lot, so it might be a fair bit of a unjust adjustment in some ways.
Yeah, access denied looked very strong. But now, FriendlyFire have the chance to defend to bring it to a level score of 3-3. As I mentioned before, defending, in my opinion, and in many, many other people's opinions, is a lot easier than attacking, since it kind of requires a lot less strategic coordination and just more about good positioning and good gunplay from the defenders. And if FriendlyFire can win this defensive round, then it'll be down to a 3v3 with access denied defending the last. However, if access denied win this, it is first to 4, as you know, in Onward, and that would mean a win for access denied, and they would take the series.
So this is going to be quite an interesting show coming ahead. No early death so far, so that is quite nice for both sides. Oh, but do appear to be having quite an aggressive basement attack here. This is unusual to say at least. Down goes Sandy from Norse God. Down goes Rosie Jr. as well. It is not looking good so far. But access denied, which is 2 players down. Make that 3.
Oh, yeah, they are being shut down very quick. Maybe this fast approach was not the correct way.
They have been absolutely shut down. This might well truly be a tiebreaker round ending. This is going to be quite an interesting round for the last round, I'm hoping. You know, this, you know, a little bit of a bad idea of how to push this. You know, Travis and Rosie will be looking at each other. You know, they are now kind of stuck to a 2v5. It is not looking good. But checking over to the scores, it is 7-7 in total. So thinking about this has been quite a an even game. If like in theory, you know, despite the fact it was a 4-0 and a 1-4 friendly fire, you know, it is kind of switched between, and now leaving us to the last round. It is tight. Grenade does miss Pilot Viper, unfortunately, so that secure confirm will not go ahead.
Now taking it slow through the centre, about to meet Perzel. If Rossi can get an angle underneath the truck, could potentially take out Perzel. Pilot Viper confirmed.
Oh,
But I miss a lot.
Buzz.
Oh, North peaks and takes out Chivas. 1v5. It is Rossi versus the world.
That's my line. You've stolen my line. You have stolen my line.
Oh, well, unlucky.
Unlucky, I guess. Well, you're welcome to borrow it, I guess, but I won't judge you too much. Ah, okay. But I say, it is going to be quite a tough run for Rosie. You know, a 1v5, not even the best of Onward players, which there are many out there, could probably handle this type of 1v5 on this map. This has to be one of the most hardest maps to try to do a clutch on. North God gets flashed, just shoot bullets in the air, which is interesting. Just flashed himself again, so interesting decision there from North God. North God is kind of pushing around, expecting to find the person, the culprit, who has done this, but no. Rosie is over here inside the center.
And North good in a bit of a pickle with this. Oh, but it comes around and takes out Rossi to make it 3-3 for the final map. What a way to end this off.
Oh my, I am excited. It is now 3-3. It is now FriendlyFire's turn for the attack and Axonite on the defense. The OBJ is going to be the East OBJ, far back at the little container, I guess you could say that little cargo area. You know, it is now anyone's game. Anybody which has voted in the prediction for either side to win, you're gonna now test your luck, ladies and gentlemen. It is now a 50-50 chance to decide who will be winning this last map and who will be securing this match entirely. It has been such a close game. It is I believe it is going off my memory. It's going to be a 10-11, I believe. It's currently 10-11 on the scoreboard from both sides. Unless I'm wrong, I might be wrong. I probably am wrong. Don't listen to me. I'm just a random glue sniffer in his natural habitat, sitting behind a keyboard, speaking to a microphone, and sniffing some good PVA glue whilst casting, having a good time. But once the count does come back up, we will see. I should probably actually go to the scoreboard. That might be advisable. Poor silly me, who's just been kind of sat there flying around the map. Hasn't even entered in the scores on the scoreboard. Oh, we all make rookie mistakes occasionally, but yeah.
That is my favourite activity to do when I'm casting, just flying around the map, having a bit of fun.
Yeah, so
or finding cooler angles.
Of course, but as I was saying, it is going to be 9-8. So such a super tight game. Moving our way into the final round for this evening. Get ready, ladies and gentlemen. Disappear FriendlyFire. We'll be having the, I guess you could say, the West ship spawn. It is all money. It is all big money now. It is kill or be killed in this way. They do not have any more retries, and they are off. It's going to be such an intense round from both sides, as they will be trying their absolute hardest not to die Rosie Jr. has put a C4, has retreated as well.
If you see anybody on ship, let me know.
I believe it is a C4. Oliver might get picked off here on the stairs from Sandy, which is kind of holding quite a aggressive off angle onto that staircase. But Friendly Fire, they have decided to play this differently compared to the last round. They have kind of gone for a swarm method. They've kind of just swarmed around the center, trying to enclose access denied here.
No, we're good.
Yeah, no early picks. The last few rounds we've seen an early death in at least like the first minute, if not 30 seconds. Friendly Fire playing it safe and access denied. Also,
So what a round so far. It's going to be very tense on either side. Both teams are just trying to secure a pick at least. You know, Access Denied are trying not to do anything stupid here in terms of peeking out. Oil might get his head taken off. Oh, and Olive Oil is going to be the unfortunate first pick for this round from Sandy. Nice little aggressive off angle. Just check out the staircase, but down goes Pilot Viper from Northscored into the little back OBJ. It's now even.
two evens, both players.
Ooh,
Oh,
take that
and
back.
one of Friendly Fire's going down. All of these players gonna have to sit in the tent and watch their teams battle it out, which is really tough in the last round, not being able to do anything.
Oh, no.
And Rossi takes out Missalot. 4v2 for access denied.
Oh, Northscored almost downed himself from the fall damage. Probably not the most smartest decision to make, but it is going to be tough. Say it is a 2v4. You know, it's gonna be quite a round.
Someone near me as well.
It's up to Northscored and Perzel for trying to try and win this. So Northscored is going to be pushing through the south side quite carefully. It's just trying to make this some ground. Does need to deal with Chavis and Sandy and basically everyone else, in fact. So it does give them a little bit of an advantage, knowing that they don't need to clear out ship, and they only kind of need to focus on about pushing the hull through. But once that is done, they can get into it.
Access denied, completely anchored. You know, not getting peaky or running around, getting aggressive because there's only a couple players left. As we said before, some teams start to get aggressive in these situations, and access denied is not one of them. They're just holding down and waiting for them to push in. They have 2 minutes and 15 on the clock. This is the smartest decision they can make. You know, Friendly Fire have to push in. They have to push towards the objective, and they would have to have some amazing aim, you know, to run through the team.
Oh,
And Chivas,
Northscored is gonna get. Oh no! Nice pick there from Northscored onto Chivas.
yeah, great push from Northscored. You know, managing to just catch Chivas as he moved out of the way. Chivas, a bit unlucky with the timing. Sandy does get peaky though from the objective building.
Just realised the birds in the sky look very odd. super off topic here, but if you click on cam too, it's that the birds kind of look kind of weird as they are flapping in the wind, but that's not important. Northscored does get the trade onto Rosie, and it is now a 1v2. 1 minute and 15 seconds left on the clock. It's going to be a round and a half. Here's all after Perzel. 1 minute below. 40 seconds. Puzzle does need to make a bit of a push here. If Puzzle could get the pick onto Rosie, you know, this would be epic, but 30 seconds. All teams must have just heard that beep there. Oh. Rosie is watching that cross. Puzzle isn't. Then Rosie and Rosie will trade, and that is game, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. What a way to end this match, and that will be, ladies and gentlemen, the tiebreaker finished, and it will be going to Axis Denied for this evening. Oh my.
Yeah, what a game. Started off one-sided. Second map was one-sided also, and then last map down to a 4v3. I mean 4-3 decider, you know, that is really tough.
Oh my, what a way to finish off the match. Both teams ending up with an 8-8 score for this evening. What a way to really go now. I say, on paper, both the teams have been perfectly even. In fairness, again, 8-8 score, which is probably have to be one of the most unusualist of ways to end up. Trying to get it, breaking it even, but yes.
Yeah, it just all comes down to the map picks, it seems. You know, map picks had a really, really big influence. I think if we hadn't have had 2 bans, you know, since this season started, we have 2 bans for each team. I think that, you know, this could have been taken, you know, maybe even easier from one of the sides, because they have the opportunity to pick one of the maps they are better at.
Of course, and we're just going to quickly run over the fact that the thing did actually crash as well. Oh well, we do love Onward just a little bit. But yes,
At the end.
Onward does crash at the end as well, even better. But that
Started with a crash, ended with a crash.
And it started with a crash, ended with a crash. You know what? If you're gonna do it that way, you might as well. Thank you for not crashing midway. Oh yeah. But what a game! What an absolute wonderful game, of course. But now, before we quickly end off, let's head into the highlight reel to show all the clips, which I don't think I actually can do it. I haven't actually cleared the clips list. Oh well, I would do, but unfortunately I don't think I'll be able to for this evening, but I will make sure that in future counts I will be showing off the highlight reel, which is always enjoyable to watch. But until then, you know, it has been a blast, I can say so, for me and Miro, if we're speaking for both of us. This has been Onward VRML 1 out for this evening. What an absolute epic game which we have both watched. Adios amigos. Goodbye everyone.
Have a good night.
Have a good evening. This has been Onward VRML 1 out.